back everyone to DIY December Day 25, my series where I show you guys all of my DIY tips and tricks in a budget-friendly way. For today's tutorial, we are going to talk about how I went about making these little name place cards. They were very simple and painless to make, so I'm going to show you exactly how I did it right from home. As you can see, my cardstock has a nice light shimmer to it. This is my go-to cardstock. I absolutely love it. I linked it on my Amazon storefront if you guys want the same look. Now, in order to create these, we need to create our design. As always, I went over to Canva and I created my own custom sizing and made it 11 by 8.5 inches. Once you hit create a design, it's going to bring you into a blank canvas like this. On the left hand side, you're going to hit the elements tab and you're going to select a square. Once the square is on your canvas, you want to change out the color. You do not want to keep this gray, so I'm just changing it to no fill. Then on the top toolbar, I am selecting border style and I am just bringing this down to the lowest weight that I can. We just want this to be an outline for our cuts. Now, once your square looks like mine, we obviously don't want this to be a square. We're going to change it to a rectangle sizing. So with your square selected, you're going to see the top toolbar where it says position. Click on that and it's going to open up the side panel where you can change the width and the height of this. Now the sizing is completely up to you. I went with 4 by 1.25, so if you like the look, definitely copy this. If you want it bigger or smaller, feel free to do that. You might get more or less on the printing template when we go ahead and set this up. Now that we have our first name card set up, we want to go ahead and design it. So if you're also doing name place cards, go ahead and grab a text box, bring it in, and then type out your name. To keep this tutorial short, I am just going to go ahead and drop my design in here. Once you have your design done, click and drag over everything there so we have everything selected and we're going to group this. Now the button I keep clicking is the duplicate button. We want to go ahead and make a few copies of this just to fill out our sheet and make the most of our 8.5 by 11 paper. Then I went ahead and spaced out my copies. On the left hand side, you're going to see you can automatically have this all perfectly aligned for you. Having everything perfectly spaced out is going to help when it comes to slicing these down. And as you can see, since I had the one row done, I just selected all of them and I duplicated the entire thing so I knew everything was perfectly aligned with that. And then I'm using Canva's automatic little guides to help me make sure everything is perfectly centered in the middle. Now, in order to save this out, you're going to go to the top right and click share. Click the drop down to get to PDF best for print and then hit download. Once this is done downloading, it should pop up with a nice preview for you. If not, just check your downloads folder and find it there. Make sure you double check to see that everything looks good and that all your names are spelled correctly. Chances are you'll have many pages of names, so just make sure you definitely double check. If all is good, then you can go ahead to file print. When it comes to printer settings, always make sure that this is scaled to 100 just so you know it's coming out the exact size that we measured it in Canva. And also make sure you are selecting the paper type that you are using. As you guys saw earlier, this is a shimmery cardstock. It has a glossy finish, so I'm making sure I select specialty paper with gloss. And then before printing, just make sure you load that into your printer. Then you're good to go ahead and cut these down. I always recommend a slicer. It will just make you move a lot quicker. If you want to add an extra little touch to it, grab a hole puncher and then just eyeball it in the center, and we are going to add some ribbon to these. They always come out looking so much more elegant when you have them on place settings with some ribbon. And there you have it, some simple name place cards. These obviously could be used for any type of event and they're very inexpensive to do, so make sure you give these a try. And make sure you're following along for more affordable DIY tips and tricks.